Hi friends, it's Rachel from Sugar Maple Farmhouse, and today I'm going to show you how to make these DIY massage bars. These massage bars are great if you love making homemade skincare, giving handmade gifts, and make cute presents for Valentine's Day, showers, Mother's Day, and the holidays. You can also make them just for you to help soothe sore muscles after a workout like I do after a long run. They work great on things like thighs, calves, forearms, biceps, and even your shoulders. Before we get started today, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can follow along with everything here at Sugar Maple Farmhouse. I cook, DIY, garden, and craft, and would love to have you here. Here is a list of my supplies. I will leave links to these in the description below the video. Overall, you need to make sure you have silicone molds for the bars. You can use any molds that you want, but keep in mind if you use different molds than I do, you may end up with a different amount of bars. I will talk more about all the supplies as we get into the video. Here is what my setup for the DIY massage bars looks like. You want to make sure you have a baking sheet so you can easily move them out of your workspace, and you also want to make sure you have a wax melter that is a dedicated wax melter. You can do this with a double boiler, or you can use a wax melter like I have here. The first step is to melt your ingredients together. My first ingredient is beeswax. Now I know some people do not like to work with beeswax, but it is best for the massage bars because it makes them harder. I have tried to make these in the past without beeswax or without using as much beeswax, but they really come out too soft and sometimes even break off in the specific massage bar molds here. The recipe will make about 4 of these larger massage bar molds and then 3 to 4 smaller bars that are more the size of soap. To get all of this melting together, I turn my wax melter on high. Now if you are using different molds, you will have to eyeball the amount of beeswax used. But if you have molds similar in size to mine, or if you order the same ones that are in a link in the description below, then the measurements for the recipe will be pretty spot on. I use a total of 4¼ cups of beeswax in the recipe for the massage bars. Then the next ingredient I add in is mango butter. Mango butter is a soft, creamy fat that is extracted from mango seeds. It's known for moisturizing and softening skin. Shea butter is another ingredient that a lot of people like to use in their homemade skincare products, but I picked mango butter because it's lighter, it's less greasy than shea butter, and I used about 10 ounces of cubed mango butter here in this recipe. The next ingredient is jojoba oil. I decided on jojoba oil because it is similar to the skin's natural sebum, which lubricates and protects the skin. It is also said to soothe inflammation without clogging pores. I used 2 tablespoons of the jojoba oil in the DIY massage bars recipe. Once I add the oil, I do tend to turn down the heat on the wax melter a little bit. This takes about 30 minutes to fully get everything to melt together, so just build that into your time when you're thinking about making these. As I sat watching everything melt together, I did decide I did not have enough beeswax originally, so I added more. This is still part of the total 4¼ cups that I mentioned earlier. If you have bar molds that are similar in size to mine, a good rule of thumb is that you will need about 1 cup per massage bar mold. Also, I didn't mention the benefits of using beeswax in the bars yet. Besides being hard enough for the massage bars, beeswax also offers intense skin hydration, and it can help with soothing inflammation. It is a common ingredient in things like chapstick, so when you have chapped lips, it is there helping your lips to feel better. As it all starts to melt together, I like to stir this occasionally to keep it from clumping up. The less it clumps, the faster it will melt for you. So if you can knock any of those little pieces off the clump that has formed in your melting pot, it will help everything to melt a little faster. Once everything is melted together, I turn the wax melter off and begin to let the bar mixture cool down. You want the range for the beeswax mix to be between 160 and 185 degrees Fahrenheit before adding in essential oils or fragrance oils. You can also leave the bars unscented if you prefer. I really like lavender and sweet orange together, so that's what I'm adding here. As for the measurements for the oils, I end up adding 1 to 2 teaspoons per oil to the bars. You will have to do some trial and error with these to decide if that is too much or too little for your personal preferences, but adding 1 teaspoon of each oil is a good place to start. I filled my massage bar molds just to below the tops of the molds. Since I knew I was likely going to have some of the massage bar mixture left over, I prepared a smaller mold to use up the extra liquid and make some smaller bars. I chose this mold due to the design of the flowers because I thought the ridges would be nice for a massage bar. If you have something similar, that would work perfectly too. You will get a lot more of these smaller sized bars with this recipe, so if you do want to make a big batch of these, I recommend doing something more like this so you can make even more massage bars. Once I had fully poured everything, I did go back and add a few more drops of essential oils to the individual molds. If you decide to add more scent at this time, be aware you need to do it before the bars start even slightly hardening. Generally, this is something that's not recommended because most people like strict formulas, but if you are just making these for yourself, then I don't see anything wrong with that. Your scents may be distributed a little less evenly, but I almost always do it if I'm making these just for me. This is what the bars will look like as they start to harden. I usually let mine harden for a week to make sure that they are completely solid and firm. Having them on a baking sheet as they harden will allow you to move them out of the workspace easily. Once the bars have hardened completely, you can take them out of the molds. Now these pop out pretty easily, but you do have to work with the individual prongs on the molds carefully to make sure they don't break off. Again, using the amount of beeswax I recommended will be helpful here because the prongs will be harder and less prone to breaking. And with that, the DIY massage bars are done. Tell me in the comments which ones you like better, the massage bars with the prongs or the smaller flower bars. You can find a full step-by-step tutorial at sugarmaplefarmhouse.com, and I will leave a link directly to that in the description below. Thank you so much for following along today, friends. I hope you will hit that subscribe button and join me here at Sugar Maple Farmhouse.